Okay, hello everyone and welcome to another live English lesson. It's the first English lesson of the semester. Unfortunately, we couldn't have a lesson yesterday because of the internet connection, bad internet connection. So, welcome back. Before doing anything today, before tackling the new topic, first of all, let's just make sure that you can hear me well. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So today we're going to study a simple topic, but before that, I just want to speak about the exam, the questions. I want to know what are your ideas concerning the exam? Was it difficult? How were the questions? How did you do in the exam? And we will answer the questions of the exam, and then we will begin the new unit. And we will have a short study of one of the topics. So let us start. So today, as I told you, first of all, we're going to talk about the exam. So how was the exam? Was it difficult? How did you find the exam?
So it was easy, but we shocked with our marks.
What about your marks?
We think it's low marks.
Okay, you know
We
that.
deserve. We think. I think I deserve better than 16 and 16.1 maybe.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't see your marks, and you know, it's an online exam, and no one has anything to do with the marks. So I will check it, and I will check your marks, and let us see. But I mean, sometimes you have to pay attention to every detail, since it is let us say it is just like an open exam, right? Open book exam. So if you have an open book exam, you have to expect that the questions are going to be somehow tricky. So you have to pay attention to how to answer the questions. Okay. محمد عبد الله، المفروض احنا ما نحكي بعد عربي. بالنسبة للدرجات مالتكم انا ما طلعت على الدرجات.
بس على مود نفهم، لانه ترى والله كلش ما فهمنا.
اوكي انا ما طلعت
على مود نتقوى بالانجليزي، يعني مو بس نضحك ما نفهم شيء.
تمام، انا هسه ما طلعت على درجاتكم. زميلك حكى انه درجاتكم قليلة. الامتحان كان سهل ولكن الدرجات ما مثل ما توقعتوها. انا صراحة ما طلعت على درجاتكم. من المفترض انه التصليح راح يكون الكتروني، بما انه هو امتحان الكتروني، فما اكو شخص يعني راح يتلاعب بيها. يعني اقصد ما اكو شخص راح هو يصلح الدرجة الامتحان.
دكتور العفو، الدرجة جتنا يعني ما نعرف هل هي بس مال نهائي معها كويزات، ايش معاها ما نعرف.
لا هذا الدرجة جتكم بس مال النهائي، بس مال الامتحان، هذا فقط مال الامتحان. ف يعني اللي هي اتصور من 20 تمام الامتحان، اللي هو بالاصل من 100 بعدين يصير من 20. المهم نعم الامتحان يعني 16 من 20 ايش طيب بعد عبيده. فهو امتحان الكتروني والدرجات تكون تصليح الكتروني.
Maybe I deserve better دكتور.
اوكي، انا ايش كنت قاعد اقول بالنسبه لزميلك اللي قاعد يحكي بالعربي، انه بما انه هو اوبن بوك اكزام، فانت لازم تتوقع تكون بعض الاسئله بها شيء من التلاعب يعني، فانت لازم تنتبه حتى تجاوب. اكو بعض الشغلات مثلا ممكن اكو طلاب يجاوبون عليها. اكو بعض الطلبه حكوا لي انه جاوبوا على اختاروا جواب معين يحسبونه هو صح، ولكن هو جواب غلط مثلا. هسه راح نشوفه بعد شوي. ف انتم خلوا بالكم دائما طالما امتحان الكتروني من المفترض انه يكون الاسئله بها نوع من التلاعب، انتبهوا على دقائق. Okay, now so let us start answering the questions and no, and please remember, just like when we used to do, try to raise your hand before speaking so that I know whom I speaking with. So let us start with the question number 1, which was change the following affirmative sentence into negative. This is an affirmative sentence that you should change it into a negative one. They watch television every night. So what do you think? Which choice is correct? Which one? How to change this affirmative sentence into negative? Now remember that this sentence is in the present simple tense, right? They watch television every night. Do you remember how to form a negative sentence in the present simple tense?
They are not watch television every night.
They
They,
بعد ايش اقول خلي بعد they عبيدا.
they don't,
Yes,
They
they
don't
don't
watch
watch.
because it's
Yes.
present simple.
Yes.
Present simple, we always added do and does, and after that we added not.
Yes, so since we have this sentence is in the present simple tense, so you remember that when we want to form a negative sentence on the present simple tense, we started with the subject. Here the subject is the pronoun they, and after the subject we should have do or does, depending on the subject, and then the negative article not, and then the main verb of the sentence and its root form, and the complement. So here the correct choice is the third one. They don't watch television every night. And that's true. Let us now move to question number 2. Change the following affirmative sentence into negative. Tom has a good job. This is again a sentence, and an affirmative sentence in the present simple tense. Hanan Ghazwan.
Tom doesn't have a good job.
Yes, Tom doesn't have a good job. Again, as we have just said, the subject and then does or doesn't or do, sorry, and followed by the negative article not. And the main verb of the sentence, in this case, have, is the root form of the main verb of the sentence, and then the complement. So the correct choice is the first one. Tom doesn't have a good job. Now, question number 3. Change the following affirmative sentence into interrogative. Girls study more than boys. How to write an interrogative sentence in the present simple tense? Mustafa Khalid.
Do girls study more than boys? Question mark.
So which one?
Number 2.
Yes, exactly. Do girls study than boys? Here we have an interrogative sentence, and as we said, interrogative sentences start with do or does, depending on the subject, and then the subject and the main verb of the sentence. Here, the problem is that some of the students told me that they have chosen the last choice. Do girls study more than boys? And they think that this is right. It is wrong. Why? Because the question mark is missing from the fourth choice. And this is the problem. Some of the students make such mistakes, and unfortunately they lose marks. They know how to answer the question, but one small one small mistake can cost them marks. So please pay attention in the next time. Now, question number 4. Complete the following sentence. My mother-in-law at our house this week. Which one is correct? Here we have a certain tense that we use it to refer to another time. So, which choice is correct? Ubaida?
First one is staying.
Yes, exactly. So, my mother-in-law is staying at our house this week. And when I say such a sentence, my mother-in-law is staying at our house this week, what do I refer to when I use the present continuous tense in such a context? I refer to a planned future, right? So this sentence speaks about the future, but something that we have planned for, اللي هو الفيوتشر المستقبل اللي تم التخطيط له يعني. أيضا أحد استخدامات زمن المضارع المستمر أنه نستخدمه حتى نشير إلى حدث معين إحنا سبق أن خططنا لوقوعه مثلا في الزمن المستقبل. Okay, now question number 5. Complete the following sentence. Melissa is lie down on her bed. Which one is correct? Ra'fat?
Fourth one. Last one. Correct.
Yes, exactly. The last one. Yes, thank you. Why? Because we know that the verb lie, when we want to add ing to the verb lie, we have to change the ie into y and add ing. So the correct choice is the fourth one. Melissa is lying down on her bed. Now question number 6. Choose the correct negative sentence based on the following statement. Pay attention to how it should be formed. I and my brother work on a new project. Pay attention that the original sentence here does not have a tense, a specific tense, and I want you to choose one of the sentences. Which one is correct? Ra'fat?
Second one.
I
and my brother are working on a new project.
Okay, I told you to choose the correct negative sentence.
Negative. Last one.
Doctor, first
I
one.
and my brother
First one.
not working? Yes, exactly. I and my brother are not working on a new project. Why? Because, thank you, because if you remember, when we talked about the present continuous tense, we said that when we want to form a sentence in the present continuous tense, we start with the subject. In this case, I and my brother represent the subject, and then are or is, depending on the subject, whether it is singular or plural, and then the article not, and then the main verb of the sentence in its ing form, and then the complement. So in this case, the correct choice is the first one. I and my brother are not working on a new project. Now we move to question number 7. Put the following interrogative sentence in the present perfect tense. Do you finish your homework? Now pay attention that this is a yes/no question, an interrogative sentence in the present simple tense, but I want it to be in the present perfect tense. So, Mustafa Khalid,
Have you finished your homework? The first one.
have you finished your homework? Are you sure?
It's,
Are you sure?
have you finished?
Say
Present
yes.
perfect. Yes.
Say yes. Of course, and you're right. Because if you remember how to form an interrogative sentence in the present perfect, we said that we form a negative sentence an interrogative sentence in the present perfect by starting it with have or has, depending on the subject, and then the subject, and then
ed, the past participle.
yes, exactly, the past participle form of the main verb of the sentence,
And the
followed yes by the complement.
objective.
Yes, the complement and the question mark. So the correct choice is the first one, and you are right. Okay, now we move to question number 8. Complete the following sentence. I have known Jack 10 years. Obeida? For 10 years. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Why?
السنس تجي مع إما جملة كاملة وراها تجي جملة كاملة أو فترة زمنية، يعني فترة زمنية محددة.
Yes, you're right. The correct choice is 4. Why? Because after 4, we should have a duration of time. While after since, we use tense when we have a point, a word, or group of words that refer to a point in the past time. يعني نستخدم for من يكون مدة معينة من الزمن, duration of time, 10 years, 3 months. بينما السنس نستخدم لما يكون بعد أكو نقطة، أكو فد كلمة معينة أو مجموعة كلمات، عبارة معينة تشير إلى نقطة بالزمن الماضي. So the correct choice is the first one. I have known Jack for 10 years. Now question number 9. Complete the following sentence. She's drunk 3 cups of coffee. What should we choose here? She's drunk 3 cups of coffee. Tabarak?
A long time ago.
Are you sure?
In present perfect.
Okay, present perfect, but are you sure? This is the question. And why? Let us listen to Ubaida. What do you say, Ubaida?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, let us listen to Mustafa.
Today.
Today, why today?
It's present perfect. This is something happened at this moment. يعني هو هذا الشيء حصل بلحظة المضارع.
Okay, you are right. The correct is today. You're right. But why? Because if you remember when we studied the present perfect tense, we said that we use the present perfect tense for two kind of actions, for unfinished actions and for finished actions. And we said that when we use the present perfect to refer or to express a finished action, an action that has finished, we can never use a time word that refers to a finished time word, to something in the past. But we should use an unfinished time word. You can find it written in your PDF file concerning the present perfect. So it is wrong to say yesterday, it is wrong to say a long time ago, and it is also wrong and doesn't make sense to say next week. But the correct choice is the first one, today. نستخدم، إذا تذكرون لما تحدثنا عن الزمن المضارع التام قلنا نستخدمه إما لأحداث غير منتهية أو أحداث منتهية. لما نستخدم زمن المضارع التام نتحدث عن حدث منتهي finished action، فلازم نستخدم، إذا نريد نستخدم كلمة تشير إلى زمن معين يعني ظرف، لازم يكون تشير إلى فد زمن غير منتهي. ما نقدر نستخدم هاي يعني جملة أو كلمة تشير إلى زمن منتهي خلصان. فالجواب هو today، اليوم. So she's drunk 3 cups of coffee today. Now we move to question number 10. Change the following interrogative sentence into an affirmative one. Did Jose Mourinho fly to Portugal yesterday? Which one is correct? Mustafa?
Second one. Jose Mourinho flew to Portugal yesterday.
Why?
Because it's in past simple. So we use flew because the past of the verb is flew.
Yes, exactly, and you're right. So the correct choice is the second one. Jose Mourinho flew to Portugal yesterday. And why? Because you know how to form a sentence, an affirmative sentence, into the past simple tense. We start with the subject and then the main verb of the sentence in its past form and then the complement of the sentence. And since here we have fly as the main verb of the sentence, fly, and since we know that fly is an irregular verb, it means that we cannot add ed to the verb in order to change it into its past form. So the past form of the verb of fly is a flew, and that's why the second one is the correct choice. Now we move to question number 11. How to form a negative sentence in the past simple tense. How to form a negative sentence in the past simple tense. Ida?
First choice. Subject plus did plus not plus verb in root form.
Yes, subject plus did plus the negative article not, and then the main verb of the sentence in its root form, and then the complement. And that's right. Now we move to question number 12. Complete the following sentence. Laura back home at 6 o'clock. She, all the doors open. She, afraid that a thief may be in. Which one is correct? Mustafa. Mustafa.
نعم. She number one, first one.
Number one. Why?
Laura came back home at 6 o'clock. She found all the doors open. She felt afraid that a thief might be in.
Why the first one? How could you know that this is the first one?
Because
this is the correct choice. Okay, if you remember, you're right. You're right. That's correct.
In past.
The first one is correct. Yes, the past. But why? If you remember, when we talked about the past simple tense, we said that we use the past simple tense to speak about more than one action, one happening after another, just like when we tell a story. So the same case is applicable here. For we have 3 sentences, 3 actions, one happening after the other, and I'm telling them just like a story. So Laura came back home at 6 o'clock. She found all the doors open. She felt afraid that a thief might be in. And this is why the correct choice is the first one. Question 13. Change the following affirmative sentence into an interrogative one in the past continuous tense. Now, this is an affirmative sentence. This is an affirmative sentence in the past simple tense. I want it to be an interrogative sentence, but in the past continuous tense. So which one is correct? Hanan, Ghazwan?
Were they playing basketball? Well, question mark.
Yes. Were they playing basketball?
هون استخدمنا where لأن plural وهي القاعدة تقول إنه was aware was زائدا I she he she it plus verb plus ing plus الcomplement والquestion mark بس هون عندنا plural فاستخدمنا where وحسب الصياغة.
Yes, exactly, and that's right. So the correct choice is the last one. Were they playing basketball? And that's right. Now we move to question 14. Which word cannot go in the space? Which word cannot go in the space? Rafat?
That I.
Yes, I and I or she, right? So I or she, both of them cannot go in the space. So it's incorrect to say she were talking very loudly, and it is incorrect to say I were talking very loudly. Okay, so now we move to question number 15. What choice can make the following sentence correct? She get not used to the hard stares the warriors gave her, the only indication of their surprise at her candidness. What about other students? Are they sleeping? Mustafa?
First one was not getting.
How could you know?
Because it's in past.
How could you know it's past?
And she was not getting used to the hard, past continuous.
As a matter of fact, the word used doesn't refer to the past here, because we are going to see inshallah in the next lectures. But you're right, it's in the past, and you're right, the correct choice is the first one. But how could you know it's in the past? You can know this from the verb gave. It's in the past form of the verb give. So you know that the correct choice is the first one. She was not getting used to the hard stairs the warriors gave her. The only indication of their surprise at her candidness. Now we move to question 16. What choice can make the following sentence correct? Julie didn't arrive until after I leave. Ra'afat?
last one, hard left.
أستاذ
Yes, exactly the last one.
أستاذ
تفضل
يا
محمد.
خطأنا وين؟ بيكون يعادل الفصل
محمد.
اللي سابق بأكمله.
محمد عيد
نعم.
كلامك ما اسمع.
أقول دكتور يعني يا ريت إنه ترجم لنا الجواب يعني والسبب ليش اختارناه بالعربي حتى تترسخ المعلومة كون إنه محاضرة مسجلة وتعتبر مراجعة للفصل الماضي كله.
بس يا محمد احنا المفروض
يعني
ما
بس
نحكي عربي
بالعربي.
اصلا. انت
هو
تعرف
أستاذ
انه
العزيز
العربي
يعني
اصلا
إحنا لو
ممنوع.
أعرف
تمام.
بس احنا لو اقوياء بالانجليزي يعني اصلا حتى الماده انا يحذفوها بس يعني احنا حتى نتعلم الغايه منه انه نتعلم شلون نحكي وانا الخطا ما يعني ما اعرف شلون راحتك انت اللي رايحك انت بس انا اشوف انه احنا نستفاد منك اكثر انه لو ترجم لنا بالعربي حتى تصل لنا معلومه بصوره صحيحه ونعرف خطانا وين. اذا الشيء يسبب لك ازعاج لا يعني اعتذر من عندك واذا لا اشوفه بالنسبه لك يعني ما محرج او شيء بسيط فيا ريت انه ترجم لنا اياه.
تمام. المواضيع اللي اشوفها يعني مثل هذا السؤال اللي اشوف انه ممكن اكو بعض الطلاب
نعم
يخطئون
يعني
به
الجواب
فانا
انه
اوتوماتيكيا راح احكي بالعربي
حتى تصنع كونه هي محاضره مسجله ومراجعه يعني انت تعبان حتى نستفاد اكثر.
اوكي
اعتذر استاذ. شكرا.
عفوا. احكي بالانجليزي وبعدين نترجم. So the correct choice is the last one. Why? Because here we should use the past perfect tense. And if you remember, we said that we use the past perfect tense when we have two actions in the past, one of them after the other. So the one which happened before the other should be in the past perfect tense. بهذا السؤال طبعا لازم نختار الخيار الأخير اللي هو راح يخلي الجملة بالزمن الماضي التام. فإذا تذكروا من تحدثنا عن الزمن الماضي التام ذكرنا أنه نستخدم الزمن الماضي التام لما يكون أكو حدثين اثنينهم بالزمن الماضي ولكن واحد منهم يحدث قبل الآخر فالزمن الأقدم يكون بالزمن الماضي التام. بهاي الحالة Julie didn't arrive until after I left after I had left بمعنى أنه Julie didn't arrive هذا الحدث اللي هو بالزمن تم التعبير عنه بالزمن الماضي البسيط أكو يعني لم يحدث إلا بعد أنه حدث شيء آخر اللي هو الشطر الثاني من الجملة. إذن الشطر الثاني من الجملة لازم يكون بالزمن الماضي التام. And that's why we have chosen the fourth choice. Now we move to question number 17. Change the following affirmative sentence into an interrogative one. Sarah and Salim had met before the party began. هسه هاي جملة مثبتة لازم أيضا بالزمن الماضي التام لازم نغيرها إلى جملة استفهامية. Sarah and Salim had met before the party began. Hanan?
The first one. Have Sarah and Salim met before the party began.
Yes, but I told you that the sentence is in the past perfect, and you can see that the sentence, the affirmative one, Sarah and Salim had met party began. So Mustafa Khalid,
Had Sarah and Salim met before the party began?
which one?
Last one.
Yes, exactly, the last one. Had Sarah and Salim met before the party began? Because if you remember, we said that when we want to form an interrogative sentence in the past perfect tense, we should start it with had, and then the subject of the sentence, and then the main verb of the sentence in its past participle form, and then the complement. So the correct choice is the fourth one. هسه هذه جملة بالزمن الماضي التام، جملة مثبتة بالزمن الماضي التام، فلازم نغيرها إلى جملة استفهامية. ومثل ما تذكرون الجملة الاستفهامية بالزمن الماضي التام ذكرنا أنه تبدي لازم بالهاد وبعدين ماضي تام وبعدين ال subject الفاعل اللي بهالحالة بهاي الجملة سارة عن سالم الكلمتين هي تعبر عن السبجكت الفاعل، وبعدين يكون التصريف الثالث الفعل اللي هو met، وبعدين تكملة الجملة. فالخيار الصحيح هو الخيار الرابع. Now question 18, what choice can make the following sentence correct? The grass seemed yellow because it not rain all summer. Which one is correct? أي خيار يخلي الجملة هذه صحيحة؟ عبيدة؟
First one.
The grass, are you sure يا عبيدة؟
هتسيم دكتور.
عبيدة, we have two actions, right?
Right.
One of them happened before the other, and both of them in the past. So which one happened first? The grass being yellow or not having rain all summer?
Not having rain.
So we said that when we have two actions in the past, and if one of them happened before the other, so the first one should be expressed by the past perfect, and the other one, which happened after it, should be expressed by using the past simple tense, right? So which choice is correct?
Third choice.
Yes, the third choice. Because the grass seemed yellow. Yes, the grass seemed yellow because it had not rained all summer. هاي جملة أيضا بالزمن الماضي. نعم هذه الجملة أيضا بالزمن الماضي التام. مثل ما ذكرنا إذا كان عندنا حدثين بالماضي، واحد منهم يكون بالزمن الماضي البسيط، الآخر اللي قبله، اللي حدث قبله، يكون بالزمن الماضي التام. خلينا نذكر أنه إذا كان اكو حدثين، الحدث اللي يكون نتيجة راح يكون بالزمن الماضي البسيط، والحدث اللي راح يكون المسبب لهذه النتيجة راح يكون بالزمن الماضي التام. فبالحالة الخيار الصحيح هو الخيار الثالث. فالجملة راح تكون the grass seemed yellow because it had not rained all summer. Now question 19, complete the following sentence. I can't find my glasses. Are they? Which question word is correct? Ra'fat?
Where?
Yes, the first one. Yes, exactly. Where are they? And since I am looking for my glasses, it means I want to know the place, the location of them, of the glasses. And that's why I should use where. So where are they? Now question 20. In writing an informal letter, the degree of intimacy with the recipient will determine the way you start the letter, write the main paragraph, you sign off, or all of the above? Which one is correct? Mustafa?
All of the above.
Yes, exactly. All of the above. Because when you write an informal letter, if you remember, we said that all of these things that mentioned, that the choices, the three choices that are mentioned here, all of them depend on the degree of intimacy that you have with the one that you're sending your message, your letter. And the correct choice, that's why the correct choice is the fourth one, the last one. Now we move to question 21. Choose the correct form of the verb. Worry plus ing. Which one is correct? Hanan?
The first one.
Yes, exactly, the first one. And now question 22. Choose the correct past participle form of the verb shake. What about other students? I think they are sleeping, but it's too early. Mustafa?
Shaken.
Shaken, yes, exactly. The last one. Now question 23. How to pronounce the ed at the end of the following verb? This verb. How to pronounce the ed here? What about other students? Ubaida?
ID.
Yes. Id. So created. It's pronounced as created.
I think it's pronounced created.
Created. Created.
Yeah.
Yes. It depends on the accent. And the most important thing is that the pronunciation of the ed at the end. And as I told you, when you see letters between such symbols, you do not pronounce them as you pronounce letters. So this is not id, this is id, d, t, and just like that. So the last one, question 24. What is meant by the following sentence? My parents have gone to Chicago since 2013. What is meant by the following sentence? By this sentence, Mustafa Khalid.
They are in Chicago now.
Yes, they are in Chicago now. Because if you remember, we talked about gone and been being two types of past participle forms of the verb, two past participle forms of the verb be when we used the present perfect tense. We said that when we say gone, it means that they are in that place, while when we say been, it means that they are back. So the correct choice is the first one. And this is the last question. We are only left with the reading comprehension question, which we don't have time for now. So let us now start the new unit quickly. We will not take much time. So unit 2 is titled The Way We Live. So we're going to speak about countries, and we'll have some information about certain countries. First of all, if you check your book, you can see certain flags. So here, I'm going to show you certain flags, and I want you to guess the country. Okay, so let us begin. Now this is the first flag. Which country is this? Ubaida?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, we will see. So Ubaida says that this is New Zealand. What country is this? Mustafa, do you know?
Scotland.
Scotland. Okay, we will see. Now, what country is this? Which one? I think we know. It's so easy, right?
Canada.
But I don't know why other students are sleeping. We will see. And what about this country? What about this flag?
Australia.
Mustafa, not only you. خلينا نسمع من الطلاب البقية. Okay, so what about this one? Which country is this?
South Africa.
مصطفى لا ليش بس انت ما تخليني المجال. We will see. إشجاع عبد زيدان. إشجاع اختفى. So, and the last one, we know, we all of us know, I think, this country. So we will see. Now, what do we call these countries? We call them English-speaking countries. What is meant by this? English-speaking countries? Ubaida?
They all speak the mother language English.
Yes, so the people there in these countries speak English. And these are the countries, and let us say if you were right or wrong. The first one, yes, Ubaida was right. This is New Zealand. And Mustafa was also right. It's Scotland. And yes, it's Canada, Australia, South Africa, and of course this is the United States of America. Now, let us speak about people and places. Here, I'm going to show you a text taken from your book. It is an incomplete text. I'm going to read it. I want you to complete it, and then I want you to read it after me. And then I'm going to ask you about this country, and let us see if you can guess the country or not. So, this country has quite a small population, just 16 million. But the country is, the people are mainly of European descent, but there are also Aborigines and a lot of Southeast Asian. People live in towns on the coast, not so much inland because it is so hot. They live a lot of their lives outdoors and sports, swimming, and having barbecues. This country, wine and wool. It has more than 60 million sheep. Now I'm going to read it, and I want you to complete the text, to fill in the gaps. This country has quite a small population, just 16 million. But the country is, Mustafa? Ubaida.
Huge.
Yes, exactly. The people are mainly of European descent, but there are also Aborigines and a lot of Southeast Asian. What about others? Mustafa Khalid?
Immigrants.
Asian immigrants, yes, exactly. People live in towns on the coast, On the coast, not so much inland because it is so hot. They live a lot of their lives outdoors and Mustafa,
Enjoy.
enjoy sports, swimming, and having barbecues. This country, of course, we are left with only one word, exports. This country exports wine and wool. It has more than 60 million sheep. Who can read this text? Ubaida?
This country has quite a small population, just 16 million, but the country is huge. The people are mainly of European descent, but there are also Aborigines and a lot of Southeast Asian immigrants. People live in towns on the coast, not so much inland, because it's so hot. They live a lot of their lives outdoors and enjoy sports, swimming, and having barbecues. This country exports wine and wool. It has more than 60 million sheep.
Yes, thank you. Who else can read? Mustafa?
This country has quite a small population, just 16 million, but the country is huge. The people are mainly of European descent, but there are also Aborigines and a lot of Southeast Asian uh, immigrants. People live in towns on the coast, not so much inland because it is so hot. They live a lot of their lives outdoors and enjoy sports, swimming, and having barbecues. This country export wine and wool. It has more than 60 million sheep.
Okay, thank you. Who else can read? Who else can read this? Who can read this text? No one? Hanan Ghazwan?
This country has a quite small population, just 16 million, but the country is huge. The people are mainly of European descent, but there are also Aborigines and a lot of Southeast Asian immigrants. People live in towns on the coast, but so much inland because it is so hot. They live a lot of their lives outdoors and enjoy sports, swimming, and having barbecues. This country exports wine and wool. It has more than 60 million.
Yes, thank you. So, can you guess the country? Which country is this? Ubaida?
New Zealand.
Ubaida says New Zealand. What about others? What do you say? Mustafa, what do you say?
I think
What do you think?
I think it's Australia.
Okay, what about others? What do you think? Any other guess? You will see. So this country is Australia. Because you know, Australia is a huge country. It is a continent. And people exactly live on the coast. Now we move to the second text. Again, This is the second biggest country in the world, but it has a population of 30 million. It is so big that there is a of climates. Most people live in the south because the north is too cold. It is famous for its beautiful mountains and lakes. It's more lakes than any other country. Their sports are baseball and ice hockey. So this is the second biggest country in the world, but it has a population of, Mustafa?
Only
Only 30 million, yeah. It is so big that there is a what should you put here, Ubaida?
Variety.
Yes, a variety of climates. Most people live in the south because the north is too cold. It is famous for its beautiful mountains and lakes. What should I put here? What should we put here?
has.
Yes, it has more lakes than any other country. Of course, their favorite sports are baseball and ice hockey. Now, who can read this text? Mustafa, you keep raising your hand, so
This is
you
the
can read it.
second biggest country in the world, but it has a population of only 30 million. It is so big that there is a variety of climates. Most people live in the south because the north is too cold. It is famous for its beautiful mountains and lakes. It has more lakes than any other country. Their favorite sports are baseball and ice hockey.
Okay, thank you. Who else can read it? I want you to read because I want you to practice reading, speaking English. But unfortunately, no one is participating. Only a few students, only 2 or 3 students are participating. The others do not participate. And as I told you, participation means marks. No participation, no marks. Now, who can read it? Who can read this text? Who can read the text again? Who can read the text for the last time? Now, which country is this? Obeida?
Canada.
Okay, let us see. Mustafa, what do you think?
Canada. Hockey, baseball, Canada.
Okay, let us see.
And only 30 million
Yes.
because America is more than 100 million.
And yes, it is Canada. That's right. Now we move to the last text. This country has a population of about 45 million. Of 76% are and 12% white. It has a warm, either it never rains or it rains a lot. It is the world's biggest producer of gold, and it exports diamonds too. A lot of fruits, including oranges, pears, and grapes, and it makes wine. in the game reserves, you can see a lot of wildlife, including lions, zebras, and giraffes. So this country has a population of about 45 million. Of these, 76% are, Mustafa?
Black.
Black, and 12% white. It has a warm what should we put here? What about others, Mustafa?
Climate.
Climate. Yes, climate. Either it never rains or it rains a lot. It is the world's biggest producer of gold, and it exports diamonds too. It
grows.
A lot of fruit. Yes, it grows a lot of fruit, including oranges, pears, and grapes, and it makes wine. In the game reserves, you can see a lot of wildlife, including lions, of course, elephants, zebras, and giraffes. Now, who can read the text? Who can read the text? Only Mustafa? Okay, Mustafa, go ahead and read it.
This country has a population of about 45 million. Of course, 76% are black and 12% are white. It has a warm climate. Either it never rains or it rains a lot. It is the world's biggest producer of gold, and it exports diamonds too. It grows a lot of fruit, including oranges, pears, and grapes, and it makes wine. In the game receivers, you can see a lot of wildlife, including lions, elephants, zebras, and giraffes.
Yes. Okay. Obeida, can you read it?
This country has a population of about 45 million. Of these, 76% are black and 12% white. It has a warm climate. Either it never rains or it rains a lot. It is the world's biggest producer of gold, and it exports diamonds too. It grows a lot of fruits, including orange, pears, and grapes, and it makes wine. In the game reserves, you can see a lot of wildlife, including lions, elephants, zebras, and giraffes.
Yes, thank you. So, which country is this? What do you think? Mustafa?
South Africa, of course.
Okay. So is it South Africa?
Because there is 76% of black people and 12% white people, because they export diamonds and procedure of gold, and have grows many fruits and have many wild animals like elephant and lion.
Okay, let us see. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry for this misconnection. I've lost electricity. Yes, that's right. It is South Africa. Right? And that's it. In fact, we have more text now, but unfortunately, we are running out of time, and we don't have time again for the grammatical topic of today. So I think it's good to stop here, and we will complete the next lecture, inshallah. So that's it for today. Do you have any question? عبيدة.
دكتور كنت تطرح علينا ال questions اللي كان اكو question number 14. عندي سؤال حول إذا بس ممكن تعرضه.
لحظة استرجع. نعم.
دكتور in some cases يعني ما نقدر نستعمل الاي مع الوير.
نقدر نستخدم الاي مع الوير لما ايش I wish بعد كلمة I wish بعدين راح ناخذها ان شاء الله. لما تتمنى شيء مستحيل تقول I wish I were you. اتمنى لو كنت انا انت بهاي الحالة. بس where ما تستخدمها مع الاي، نستخدم am مع الاي. فبهالحالة لو كانت I كان المفروض تكون I am talking very loudly.
Or I was talking very loud.
أو ممكن إذا كانت فعلا بالماضي صح I was talking very loudly sorry. بس أو am أو was مع الI. بينما where نستخدمها مع الI فقط في حالة لما نستخدم الفعل wish اللي هو التمني. وطبعا الwish يختلف عن hope. الفعل wish اللي يتمنى نستخدمه لما نتمنى شيء مستحيل. بهاي الحالة I wish I were you. I wish I were there, for example. Only in this case, it's correct.
So in this case, we should choose she and I.
One of them, either
one
she
of them or both.
One of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't mention it. So, any other question? So, if you don't have any question, it means that it's time to end this lesson. Thank you for joining this lesson and see you next time. Next time, inshallah, we will study have and have got, and we will also study the double edge questions. So, till then, have a good night and see you next time. Bye-bye.